Well, I met Tulku about 5 years ago. I had a friend who called me and told me that this wonderful man was going to come and teach the Dharma. And even though I was not a Buddhist, I was very interested in meeting him. So I went to this place in Miami Beach, and I was knocking on that door, on the doorbell for a long time, and the phone was mixed with another phone, so I couldn't get in. So finally, somebody was coming out. I'm telling you, this is a long story. I want to make it shorter. So I went in, and that day he wasn't there. So I was disappointed. I thought that was it, that he was going to go back to Nepal, and that was the end of meeting Tulku. So about a week later, I received a call saying that Tulku wanted to meet me. So I went to this place that he was staying in Miami Beach, and I went by myself. I didn't know what to expect. It was a strange thing for me to do. So I knock on the door, and the door opens. It's an apartment, and this wonderful man is standing there. He was like a little Buddha, I swear. Beautiful face, smiling, and he asked me to come in. So he was alone, and I didn't know what to do. I mean, he spoke English, and then I don't know why. I sat next to him, and I started getting tears in my eyes. And then I remember that he touched my head, and he did some kind of a ritual that I wasn't familiar with at all. And somehow I felt like I was cleansed, I felt this very wonderful energy around me, and I felt his love and his compassion very, very strongly. So from then on, I was in love. He's so wonderful, and the work that he has been doing for all the nuns and monks in Nepal, it has been extraordinary. His dedication to his mission, to his Dharma. And we love Tulku. Forever we love Tulku.
Wonderful.
Well, I met Tulku because of Lissette. She kept talking to me about this wonderful man she met, and I was a little jealous. Who's that man? But once she brought him to the house, and we spoke briefly. But once you are in his presence, you feel that he's an enlightened human being. He makes you feel so in peace with yourself. And it's the classic example of how the age of the human body has really nothing to do with the path and the experience of the soul, because I have two daughters who are actually older than me, and he's such an ageless, old divine soul. He's a wonderful man. We admire him so much because of the work he does and for his dedication to in order to make us all better.
You had a meditation practice once here at the house. Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about that?
That was so magical. I don't know how it started. The word started spreading that he was going to do a special meditation here at the house, right here in this space. And a lot of people came. I mean, I didn't know, I'd say 2/3 of the people that came, I didn't know. And it was such a magical experience, I'd say, because all these people started gathering around him, and he did these rituals and these chants, and it was something that I had never seen before. It was a very special ceremony that he did. And I remember a friend of mine that came, people sometimes they come for curiosity. It's not really because they are practicing Buddhists, but these people, their lives were totally changed. I remember that my friend Gustavo Rojas and his wife came, and they went up to him, and he touched their heads, and she started crying, and she felt all this energy, and she was totally transformed, Tati, by Tulku.
It goes to show you too that there's so much hunger in mankind for spiritual, awakening, and that once. People found out that he was going to do that here, although really he's not a well-known individual in this community. Everybody was so excited about showing up, and even some celebrities, friends of ours have really, have nothing to do with Buddhism or anything like that. We're so amazed and so impressed just for being in his presence.
It's so wonderful how Buddhism is getting to be known. Like a tragedy, like what happened in Tibet, came to bring Buddhism to the world, to bring the Dalai Lama out of Tibet and people to know his love and the compassion of the Buddhist practices. And that was like a paradox, but at the same time a blessing for the world to be able to evolve spiritually.
Well, we are happy to have met him and to consider him our friend, and we love to be an instrument for him to use us to get his word and his work around.
I want you to know that Tulku wanted us to interview you very badly, because he wanted to he feels a connection with you. He feels a special connection with you. So that's why we're here. We're only here, out of something, casual or anything like that. We're here because he has a special connection. I want Willy and Lissette to talk.
Right, my father became very ill with cancer, and they gave him like 4 weeks to live. So my mother, was very distraught and very upset, and she couldn't fathom being without my father. So Tulku went to see him, and he did a special ceremony for him, a blessing. And although my father was going to part anyway, but my father lasted a year after Tulku saw him. And it gave an opportunity for the family and for my mother to get used to the idea, to pamper him, to be with him all the time, to be able to enjoy his company for the last months of his life.
Accept the fact that he was gone.
So I always remember that time, because my father was very thrilled to see him and to receive him at the house.
Thank you, Lissette and Willy. Thank you.
Well, send our love to Tulku.
Do we have another?
Yeah, the only thing I would think is that, in this country, we're really fearful of things that we don't understand. And people see him as, well, what is it? I mean, there is certain, ignorance. You can't avoid that. I don't know how I'm trying to figure out how can we did he just, the karmic connection is not a coincidence. You feel that his connection, he's like, you've probably seen many people in his robe, but nobody drew your attention. Was there anything in particular about Tulku that drew you? What was it that drew you to Tulku?
Well, I think that you're drawn to people who are enlightened. That is something that you perceive, not you or I, everybody. When you are in the presence of someone who has, that amount of energy and blessed, totally, you get it. It's not the robe, it's not the clothing, it's something else, my friend.
Something that you perceive is
Exactly.
that purity, I'd say. Is the way he looks at you is like he kind of brings out the divinity in yourself, and you can feel that in his presence.
Yeah. What we think is that every time that you have a connection, all of it happens because there's a special something going on. That's what Jerry was talking about. Like you think that there's a special reason why you met Tulku.
Definitely, there's no coincidence.
Yeah, like that. Do you feel like it's something like that?
It was a moment in my life when I met Tulku that things, when things are not well, that you feel that you need like closure of some things, or you feel like you need, it's like an emotional void, let's say, that you go through in life sometimes. And he comes and all of a sudden his presence fills it up, and you understand it and you accept it, and you kind of go over whatever is going on in your emotional or spiritual.
Not only that, but we are entertainers, we are celebrities, famous people. Throughout the years, we get a lot of attention from fans, from people who love our music, from people who sometimes make us believe something that it is not. And people like us especially, need someone like Tulku to make that false ego or whatever just disappear and tell you, hey, put your feet on the ground. This is, the game has nothing to do with
who you really are.
That's very good. That's very good. I think that's it.
Oh.
This is wonderful.
Oma ahon, oma ahon, oma ahon. Oma ahon, oma ahon.